Good evening, everybody. Hi, my name's Alex. I'm an apostate. For those of you who don't know, welcome to another earlier stream, a bit more applicable and useful for my UK followers. So, hello, everybody. Welcome along. Hello to everybody in the chat. Devotion Demystified. How's it going? Thank you for joining. We've got Mrs. J in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Pam Abernathy, our favourite Brit SP, sending you love from an old lady in Southern California. I was glued to the live from St. Hill last year. You're a hero, Alex. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Mark P is here. Tilden, NE. Hi. Right. Just started some of your comments there. Thank you for joining us. It's not Power Rangers, it's Power Thetans. God, get it right. I'm joking. Hello, Suppressive School. How are you doing? And Selena also, how's it going? Thanks for joining. So the news today is a little update, and it's also a preparedness note for tomorrow. So far, all of my issues with the town council regarding Scientology have been just that, the town council. Now, in British politics, there are lots of layers of local government. East Grinstead Town Council just look after East Grinstead. The next level up is Mid-Sussex District Council, which is where Dick Sweatman is a councillor. He used to be on East Grinstead Town Council. He's moved up to Mid-Sussex. And then above that is West Sussex County Council. And obviously above that, you then have the UK government, Parliament, Westminster. So I'm escalating things. I am taking this to the next level. Now, this is not the first time I've ever engaged with Mid-Sussex District Council. It's not the first time I've spoken to them. They were involved in issues I've had with the licensing, with the St. Hill protest and closing the road, all that sort of thing. So they are very aware of my concerns. But they are having a council meeting tomorrow, which I, of course, will be attending. And I have a question for them. So Mid-Sussex District Council, because they are the next level up of local authority, they do things a little bit differently. You have to prepare your question and send it in advance, which I had to do. The deadline was yesterday at 1 p.m. I submitted my question at 11 a.m. yesterday, so plenty of time in advance of the deadline. And I'm going to read you what question I'm going to ask. I will be there in person. For those of you wanting to watch, tune in live. It is live streamed on the Mid-Sussex District Council YouTube. There's a link down below in the description if you want to watch me there live in person asking the question. Obviously, they would have prepared a response because that's why they ask for it in advance, so they can prepare a response. It's not going to be on the fly, but it'll be interesting nonetheless to ask them this question. Now, a little bit of context. Mid-Sussex District Council, although they are the next level up in the local government, they're not directly responsible for how East Grinstead Town Council run their day-to-day business, right? It's not like the town council report to the Mid-Sussex District Council. It's not quite like that. They are independent bodies, but they do fall under the jurisdiction, and Mid-Sussex District Council will delegate some of their responsibilities for local issues to the town council. So there is a relationship nonetheless. Now, this is the question I'm going to ask, and I'm going to pull up a few references here because it's important, and they are well within their right to say no to a question if it doesn't relate to their remit. So I made it really sure that my question was related to Mid-Sussex District Council's policies. So, dear monitoring officer, if that's who you have to, sorry, not monitoring officer, senior member services officer, I will be attending the council meeting on Wednesday evening and understand I'm required to provide an advance written copy of the question I'd like to ask before 1 p.m. today. Please find my question below, which is 85 words. Now, the limit is 100 words, so I'm below the limit. I have also attached the letter from East Grinstead Town Council as evidence of their remarks, which are referenced in the question. Now, one of the reasons a council can reject a question is because it's seen as bullying or defamatory. And so I wanted to make sure that I provided them with the evidence of what I'm saying to prove that it's not defamation or lies or anything like that. So here it goes. With reference to Part 2, Article 1, Section 1.3 of the Constitution. Now, I'm going to bring that up for you because that's important. So, Part 2, Article 1, Section 1.3 is this one here. So this is the Constitution of Mid-Sussex District Council. So Article 1, Section 1.3, which is this one here, purpose of the Constitution. The purpose of the Constitution is to enable the council to provide clear leadership to the community in partnership with residents, support the active involvement of residents in the process of local authority decision making. Those are the key points that I wanted to reference. Letter E, for example, create a powerful and effective means of holding decision makers to public account. Right, this is what I was referencing here. So in reference to the fact that it's in the Constitution that you have to enable constituents to hold people to account and work in partnership with residents. That's the first thing that I referenced. The second thing is an Article 4, Section 2, Subsection 1, which is this one here. Bear with me. Article 4, Section 2, Subsection 1. So Section 2, functions of the council. The council will exercise the following functions. So where we are talking about this here, it's specifically point, where are we? Here, T. Facilitating of opportunities for voicing of the concerns of the local community and adopting a community leadership role, promoting a social, economic, and environmentally well-being of the area. So that's the key point here. It's the council's responsibility to facilitate opportunities for the local community to voice concerns. So those are the two parts of the council's constitution, which I reference, which make it their responsibility because they've got it in writing. The purpose of the council is to help facilitate this discussion and make local members of the community heard. I also reference what's called the Mid-Sussex District Council Parish and Town Council Charter. So this lays out the responsibility and the relationship between Mid-Sussex District Council and East Grinstead Town Council. So this is the charter that dictates that. And I reference the second paragraph of this. The councils jointly represent all levels of democratic local government to whose principles they are committed. They are keen to see continued efforts made to improve our system of local democracy and to see greater public participation in and appreciation of this system. That's the purpose of Mid-Sussex District Council when it comes to East Grinstead Town Councils, right? Is they want to see continued efforts made to improve the system and increase public participation in the system. Now, I'm not being funny, but so far, when the public have been participating in this debate around East Grinstead Town Council's relationship with Scientology, they've been shut down and asked not to speak about this. Their questions have been censored from the public record, and we've been called bullies. So I don't understand how they can claim that they are doing what Mid-Sussex District Council want them to do. And that's the purpose of my question. So I've got those in there as references to back up the question here. So this is, let's carry on with the question. With reference to Part 2, Article 1, Section 1.3, and Article 4, Section 2, Subsection 1 of the Constitution, and Paragraph 2 of the Mid-Sussex District Council Parish and Town Council Charter, so those are the things I just showed you. Would the council consider providing additional training under Schedule 3, which is another thing that we won't get into, but basically Mid-Sussex District Council have the responsibility to provide training to the lower tier councils? Would the council consider providing additional training under Schedule 3 or recommending an independent review into East Grinstead Town Council's governance and their handling of recent concerns raised by local residents about Scientology's St. Hill headquarters and East Grinstead Town Council's attempts to avoid scrutiny by redacting meeting minutes, denying FOI requests, and labelling victims as bullies? Many thanks and kind regards. So it's a bit wordy and there's lots of references there, but that's the question that I'll be asking. And the reason I've asked it in such a way is because it references key policies that make it Mid-Sussex problem. So they can't come back and say, not our remit, not our responsibility. This is hopefully going to get an interesting response. I'm sure it's going to be shut down, or I'm going to get a non-answer in some way. However, it will be streamed live on YouTube. So do tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time, where you can watch the drama unfold in real time. So that's a question I'm asking. I'm holding them to account. Lots of residents have contacted me. This is a local issue impacting a lot of people. And when people ask me, why are you just focusing on the mayor? Why are you focusing on just East Grinstead Town Council? Have you taken this higher? Absolutely, I have. And absolutely, this is one of those things tomorrow that will be on the record. Interesting to note, one of the councillors at Mid-Sussex District Council is Dick Sweatman, who, as we know, is a huge supporter of Scientology's and appears in a lot of their promotional videos here in the UK, and opened their Narconon Centre in East Sussex, which, for example, was in the news the other day. It was on the front page of The Guardian, The Observer, after people spoke out about how abusive and harmful the treatment is. Councillor Dick Sweatman, who will be at the meeting tomorrow in person, opened that centre. Julie Mockford and a handful of others are also Mid-Sussex District Councillors who also sit on East Grinstead Town Council. So there is a lot of conflict of interest there, I believe. And so it'd be interesting to see who exactly answers this question and what answer I get. But nonetheless, we'll see. And this is only just the beginning. As I said, there are lots of other things in the work behind the scenes, but I wanted to give you guys the heads up that this is what's going to happen and what to expect when I ask this question. Daniel Sander, Alex has got a bone to pick with Scientology. I do. I also have a bone to pick with the local government, who are calling me a bully, when all I'm doing is asking whether they think the appropriate thing for the council is to establish a relationship with these guys. You know, I've got a bone to pick with a bunch of these people. SP Chef, oh no, Alex, what have you been up to now? Pissing off another council by daring to ask uncomfortable questions. Exactly. And it will be interesting to see what response they give. If they give a response at all. Data law, it's really nice here in Sussex, apart from the shenanigans going on with our councils. Yes, that's a really good point. And I think I really want to get this across. East Grinstead is a lovely place. It's a lovely town with some lovely people. And the majority of councillors at East Grinstead Town Council are nice people that have done nothing wrong, right? The problem is they are engaging in a relationship with an organization that is at the very least controversial, right? Scientology hurts people. It tears families apart. It destroys lives. It financially ruins people. These are all allegations that are coming out, and they have been coming out for decades, right? It's nothing new. So when East Grinstead Town Council have a relationship with this organization, you know, that's the thing that is questionable. It's not about whether they can or can't form a judgment or, you know, respect and represent all of the council, the community equally, all this sort of thing. Fine, fair enough. What we're asking here is for them to review their relationship with this group and listen to the local community and residents who are voicing concerns. It's not the council's responsibility to, for example, investigate Scientology and all of these abuses, or, you know, come up with a public statement about their belief system. Like, that's not what their job is, and that's not what we're asking. But what we're asking is, you know, do you think it's appropriate to be using Scientology St. Hill staff at official council events when they're not allowed to leave the property without prior approval? They're not allowed to own their own devices, phones, all this sort of stuff's taken off of them. They are paid £50 a week for working 7 days, 12, 14, 16, 18 hours a day. They're shipped to and from the St. Hill property site because they live in Crowborough at Birthing, and they're sent to St. Hill on buses and they are sent back. Is it appropriate for the local government to have a relationship with these people? And is it appropriate for the local government to shut down critics and people who are asking that question and then label them bullies on letterheaded paper? That's my question, and that's my problem. So hopefully we get an answer tomorrow. I am calling for an independent review into East Grinstead Town Council's governance, and I'm calling for an independent review into their handling of this situation. I have a hearing booked with East Grinstead Town Council where they supposedly will hear my complaint about this whole scenario. However, they got back to me with a panel that said, here are the people that are going to be on your panel to hear your complaint. And those people are involved in the complaint. And I'm not allowed to take minutes. I'm not allowed to record it. Only they are. So I have a problem with that. So I'm asking them to consider changing those things in the eyes of impartiality and fairness. I've asked for a different board of people on the complaints panel. And I've also asked for the right to record the meeting for myself, or at the very least approve their minutes before they are published, because I said it's not really fair for the council to be the only ones that write minutes about the meeting where the meeting is calling the council into question. So, you know, can I at least approve the minutes before they go, before they get published, because it's not fair, it's not impartial. So those are the things I've asked. The meeting is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. I've got a hearing date booked, and obviously I'll report back what they say and what happens there. But the next step, as I say, tomorrow, 7 p.m, Mid-Sussex District Council, go and check their live stream out. It's a charity panel, and the charity committee are meeting first. So the first 15 minutes, 6:45 till 7 p.m, is the charity panel. Then the live stream will go down for a few minutes, and then the full council meeting will begin at 7 p.m. And the public questions is at the very beginning of the meeting. So hopefully the first few minutes, 7 p.m, shortly after, you will see me standing up and asking my question. And of course, I'll go live when I get back to London a couple of hours later. So that is it. Rob, worth pointing out that an East Grinstead Town Councillor has resigned this week. I can't comment on this just yet. I wasn't aware that this has been made public, but it is something that's on my radar, yes. And more will be coming out on that very soon. But look, this is all stuff. It's all kicking off. Yes, an East Grinstead Town Councillor has resigned. More on that soon. Guys, just a quick one. I will be back later with more information. I've uncovered documents where Scientology admit, or that proves how big Scientology is. And I think, I haven't done the maths, but it shows that there are only about 200 staff members at St. Hill when they claim there are 700. Basically, I found a document that shows how many buses they own and the capacity of those buses that ship staff to and from the property every day. And it's a document to do with a planning application that they made a couple of years ago that was done by an independent group that Scientology hired. And it's talking about the impact on the local transport system of this new building they want to build. And basically it makes reference to how many staff they have on site, and it was approved by Scientology, so it's obviously true. And it shows there's only like 150, 200 staff, I think it was, at St. Hill. So I'll be reporting on that a little bit later. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, March 13th, come and join us. We are going to be gathering in London for a little protest. There's a video about that on my channel. Go and choose that next if you want to watch it. If you want to support the channel, buy me a coffee. All that sort of stuff really helps. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. And I will see you guys on the next one.